Yes, it's the weekend. Well, it is for me. I'm recording on a Friday, which is kind of the weekend, I guess. Anyway, if you're anything like me, you probably spend a lot of time talking about what you did at the weekend, discussing your plans for next weekend, and asking people about their weekends. I mean, everyone likes weekends, right? And some of us just can't stop talking about them, including me, today. So, let's check out some useful words and phrases about the weekend. Words and phrases like, did you get up to much at the weekend? Have a large one. This coming weekend, a change of scene, take time off work, and many, many more. So yeah, let's talk about the weekend. Picture the scene. It's Monday morning, you're at work and hanging out by the water cooler, talking to one of your many amazing colleagues. Does this actually happen, by the way? Please let me know. I don't work in an office. I've never worked in an office. Do people hang out by the water cooler and talk? I have no idea. Anyway, you're hanging by the water cooler and chances are there's only one thing you're talking about. That's right, how Bill Gates looks so much like the Turkish award-winning writer Orhan Pamuk. No, not that. You're talking about the weekend, right? So the conversation might start with something like, how was the weekend? Or, did you have a good weekend? Or, what did you get up to last weekend? Meaning, what did you do last weekend? Or, did you get up to much this weekend? The perfect start to the Monday morning water cooler chat. So what about the answer? Well, obviously your answer depends entirely on what you actually did at the weekend, right? So, if you went swimming with dolphins, just say how you went swimming with dolphins. If you ran a marathon for charity, then talk about that. And if you just spent the weekend playing giraffe tennis, then there's something to chat about. But what if you didn't really do anything? I mean, that's cool, right? Sometimes we have a large one, meaning that we have a busy weekend full of going out and meeting up with friends and doing all the things. But other times we just don't. That's when we can say stuff like, nah, I didn't do much, just stayed in. Or, I had a quiet one. Or, I didn't get up to anything, just sat around the house. Or, I just had a quiet night in on Saturday. Yeah, those quiet weekends can be really nice. You can catch up on the latest episode of your TV series, read a book, or just sit down with your family and have a blether. That's have a chat. But what if you had a busy one? Well, great. Perhaps you had a lot on over the weekend. Maybe you met up with some friends, went out for a drink, went out for a meal, or just, went out, hanging around town and checking out museums, followed by a room escape and maybe sitting in the park, watching the world go by. Anyway, let's get back to the water cooler. But this time, it isn't Monday, it's Friday. And on Fridays, there's just one thing on everyone's mind, right? Yep, it's still the weird fact that founder of Microsoft, Bill Gates, looks like the award-winning Turkish author Orhan Pamuk. No, not that. It's the coming weekend, of course. So you might ask things like, got any plans for the weekend? Got much on this weekend? What are you up to this weekend? If you have plans, then you know what to do. You talk about your plans. But if you don't, then you might want to say something like, I haven't got anything planned. Or simply, nothing planned this weekend, you? This weekend. Okay, let's clear up a confusion here. When we say this weekend, what do we mean? Are we referring to last weekend or next weekend? And if we're saying this weekend to mean the weekend coming, what does next weekend refer to? It's a total mess, right? And the bad news is that there's no real answer. I mean, I found myself arguing with friends about whether next weekend means the one we're about to start or the weekend after that. No one agrees on this. So sometimes it's important to make it clear. So we can say this coming weekend to make it clear that we mean the one coming up. And we can say not this weekend, but the next one. Or the weekend after next to make it clear that we're talking about the weekend after next. Okay, clear? Good. Moving on. Actually, no, while we're here, let's clear up another confusion. The weekend is not a holiday. Not really. A holiday is something bigger. When I hear holiday, I think of taking a plane or a train or a car somewhere. I think of beaches and hotels and luggage and long periods of not working. I think of at least a week. I know the word holiday has the word day in it, so surely, Saturday is a holiday. Well, no. Generally speaking, we just don't use the word holiday, or as the Americans say, vacation to refer to the weekend. We just don't do it. Holidays are time that you take off and when you usually go somewhere for a change of scene. Except when it's a public holiday. Public holidays are days that the whole country gets off, and they usually fall outside the weekend. These can be for national days or religious festivals or just random days off, like the 6 bank holidays in the UK. If the public holiday falls on a Friday or a Monday, like the bank holidays are in the UK, then you get a long weekend. That's 3 days off in a row. Speaking of days off, you can take time off or take time off work if you want a day off or a few days off or even a week off. Sometimes, if you have a nice boss and you're looking particularly tired, you might hear the magic words, "Hey, you look tired. Why don't you take the rest of the day off?" Days off are great. So great, in fact, that one of the most 80s films ever made was about a man called Ferris Bueller who decided to take the day off. And he decided to have a day off. I can't remember what the film was called, though. Never mind. Also, if you happen to work at the weekend, then you probably have a day or two off during the week, which you get to call the weekend. You can call it the weekend. It's your weekend, right? So you can say something like, "Let's go to the Cake Museum on Thursday. It's okay. I don't have to work. Wednesday and Thursday is my weekend." So yeah, that's the weekend. What about you, though? What did you get up to last weekend? What are your plans for this weekend? Let me know in the comments. And yeah, let's talk about the weekend. In the meantime, I've heard that there are some buttons under this video that you can click. And if you click, you really help the person who's in the video. So like in this case, you'd be helping out me. But also you'd be helping out yourself, because if you like this video, you can get more of this sort of thing if you click those buttons. I can't remember what they were called, these buttons. They were like mic and but swipe, something like that. But if you find them, yeah, do click them, see what happens, and then let me know. All right, cool. Oh, great. That was good to talk, and I'll see you next time.